In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him, and without him there was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shined in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. The same came forward as to bear witness of that light, that all men through him might believe. He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. And that was the true light. It was light of every man that cometh into the world. And he was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. Hello, my name is Keith Mitchell, and I am a minister of the gospel. And this is one of the first scriptures that my mom taught me when I was a youth. And I cited these very same words out of John chapter 1, verses 1 through 10 in mass meetings. And today I would like to talk to you about a serious subject by the name of biblical illiteracy that has taken hold of our churches today. And I want to tell you that biblical literacy is evident amongst Christians today. And I'd like to inform you of the astounding evidence of biblical literacy, the problems associated with it, and then how we can take some steps to prevent it. First, the evidence of biblical literacy among Christians. Colin Hansen, a CT editor, wrote an article in Christianity Today. He said one of the most serious problems facing the 21st century church today is biblical illiteracy. He says that most professing Christians do not possess a sound, coherent understanding of the Bible, beginning with sound doctrine and general biblical history. He also stated that he observed in Time magazine, which was a cover story on biblical literacy, that only half of the U.S. adults could name one of the 4 Gospels. Fewer than half could identify Genesis, the first book. And then many could not name the 10 Commandments. The Barna Research Group, which is an independent marketing research company, conducted a survey on 1,000 adults to see how they would rate their faith maturity and biblical knowledge. 21% of them rated themselves completely high or high mature. 53% rated themselves average. And another 25% said they wasn't even mature at all. Now, there are several major problems associated with biblical literacy that I want to talk about today. In an article by the Catholic Insight on biblical literacy, they stated that the most significant consequence of biblical literacy is that it fuels antagonism and hinders respect for pluralism. The Barna Research Group wrote that the problem facing Christian churches is not that they don't have belief, but is that their beliefs are not consistent with biblical teachings. Now, according to an article by Henry B. Smith, Jr., who is an associate for the Associates for the Biblical Research Company, he wrote that most Christians today have accepted and combined so many ideas from different worldviews and religions, they have created their own system of beliefs. So now that we know a little bit about biblical literacy, and we know some of the problems that are associated with it, I want to talk about 3 steps we can take to prevent biblical literacy. Number 1, admitting that we have a problem. Number 2, changing our bad habits. And number 3, spending quality time, in-depth time, with an in-depth Bible study. And in conclusion, I hope that we could gather from this our need as the church to get into our word, to study, to show ourselves approval unto God, which is our reasonable service. As we look at the statistics that are astounding, as we also look at the proof and what it's doing and how these different beliefs are forming in Christians, we need to take charge of this thing, and we need to do something about it. We need to get back into the Word of God. Thank y'all, and have a blessed day.